Hello everyone, today we discuss photoperiodism in plants. The plants, in order to flower, require a certain daytime or day length, that is the relative length of day and night, which is called as photoperiod. The response of plants to the photoperiod expressed in the form of flowering is called as photoperiodism. The phenomenon of photoperiodism was first discovered by Gardner and Allard in 1920 and 22 respectively, who observed that the Biloxi variety of soybeans, Latin name Glycine max, and Maitland mammoth variety of tobacco Nicotiana tabacum could be made to flower only when the daily exposure to the light was reduced below a certain critical duration, and after many complex experiments concluded that the relative length of the day is a factor of the first importance in the growth and development of plants. Depending upon the duration of photoperiod, plants are classified into three different categories. These are short day plants, long day plants, and day neutral plants. Short day plants require a relatively short day light period, which is usually 8 to 10 hours, and a continuous dark period of about 14 to 16 hours for subsequent flowering. Short day plants are Glycine max or soybeans, Nicotiana tabacum, and Xanthium pennsylvanicum. Let us see in the diagram. The diagram shows classification of plants on the basis of their daily requirement of light. In short day plants, the dark period is critical and must be continuous. If the dark period is interrupted even with the brief exposure of red light, that is 660 to 665 millimicron wavelength, the short day plant will not flower at all. Maximum inhibition of flowering with red light occurs at about the middle of critical dark period. However, the inhibitory effect of red light can be overcome by a subsequent exposure with far red light, and wavelength is 730 to 735 millimicron. Interruption of the light period by dark does not have inhibitory effect on flowering in short day plants. Long day plants require a longer daylight period, usually 14 to 16 hours in a 24-hour cycle of a day for subsequent flowering. Some examples of these plants, which are also called as short night plants, are Hyoscyamus niger or henbane, Spinacia or spinach, Beta vulgaris or sugar beet. In long day plants, the light period is very critical. A brief exposure in the dark period or the prolongation of the light period stimulates flowering in long day plants. Now, day neutral plants. These plants flower in all photoperiods ranging from 5 hours to 24 hours continuous exposure of light. Some of the examples of these plants are tomato, cotton, sunflower, cucumber, and certain varieties of peas and tobacco. During recent years, certain Intermediate categories of plants have also been recognized. They are long short day plants and short long day plants. Long short day plants, these are short day plants but must be exposed to long days during early periods of growth for subsequent flowering. Some of the examples of these plants are certain species of Bryophyllum. Another is short long day plants. These are long day plants but must be exposed to short days during early periods of growth for subsequent flowering. And examples of these plants are certain varieties of Triticum and Sickle. Importance of photoperiodism. The knowledge of the phenomenon of photoperiodism has been of great practical importance in hybridization experiments. Although the floral hormone florigen has not yet been isolated, the isolation and characterization of this hormone will be of utmost economic importance. The phenomenon of photoperiodism is an excellent example of physiological preconditioning or after effect where an external factor, that is the photoperiodic stimuli, induces some physiological changes in the plant, the effect of which is not immediately visible. It lingers on in the plant and prepares the latter for a certain process, that is the flowering, which takes place at a considerably later stage during the life history of the plant. Thank you and have a nice day.